Welcome. This video is going to focus on the Transform and Align tool in Adobe Illustrator. Notice that my interface is in Essentials Classic View for more tools and palettes to be visible. This can be changed under Windows, then Workspace. The tutorial document is also available in the video description. Now, objects, paths, and type can be transformed and aligned easily in Adobe Illustrator. And we're going to use the following in terms of scale, rotate, reflect, shear, and distort tools. There is a number of ways to go through and do this. And as Illustrator has evolved over time, the location and methods of doing this have remained. So there's no real correct method of doing it. The way we're going to look at it for the top two is mainly looking at the bounding box. And then the bottom sort of selection is mainly on the object transform options. So first of all, if I want to select something, you're going to be constantly scaling and rotating scaling and rotating using the transform tool. So if I hover over the bounding box, the corner or the center point, we can see there's a scale sort of icon shown there. And so I can scale that down and make it quite narrow. Now, best method is to keep it so it's proportionate, is hold shift when scaling. Moving on to rotate, selecting the objects, hovering over the corner, and we've got the scale there. If I go a little bit beyond that, we've now got rotate. And so I can rotate that. Or if I hold shift, it will snap in 45-degree increments. Now, many times you're going to have the degree that you want to rotate it or the percentage you want to scale it. And so therefore I'm going to select the object, I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to go down to transform. And in this case, I'm going to be rotating it. Otherwise you're going to be scaling. And then I'm going to type in the percentage that I want to rotate it at. Reflecting an object is selecting the object, right-clicking, transform, and reflect, and then specify what axis it's reflecting upon. So notice the changes to the colors of the arms and legs. Shearing an object, often you might want to zoom in a little bit closer, and you can right-click, transform and shear, otherwise a bit more of a freehand method, and one may be easy to control is selecting the shear tool and then shearing it. Now notice that it's shearing upon that center point, and so we want to move that crosshair, which can be difficult to move sometimes, and so now it's shearing upon that point. Zooming back out. Distorting an object can be completed going to the free transform tool, locking the constraint if need be, and then using the free distort. And so distorting it by contracting it or expanding it out at those different points. Other transform options are selecting an object. And often we want to move it within the document, so we can specify the distance that it might move along. So this is in pixels, but often it might be in millimeters. So you want to move it at 10 centimeters across. You can type in plus 10 centimeters and it will work. Notice that these are the points that it's picking up on at the moment. So often you want the center of the object or the top left, bottom right, so on and so forth. Another great feature is scaling it, so we can strain the width and the height. And then scaling it by putting in another mass equation. So dividing this by 5, and we've got a fifth of the size there. Lastly, aligning and distributing multiple objects. So selecting the objects and then going to align in the options bar, or it might be this icon here. Others are available under Windows and Align. And then aligning it vertically or horizontally. In this case, I'm going to go vertically. And also distributing it evenly. And so in this case, it's going to be a horizontal distribution. Thanks for watching.